Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, who succeeded in convincing President Biden and the Democratic Party to cut down the budget reconciliation bill to something that's unrecognizable, was approached yet again by one of her constituents who just wanted to have a conversation. But since the constituent isn't a billionaire donor, you can guess how Sinema treated her. Let's watch.
I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and I am wondering, I know you've met with dozens of lobbyists. I did not touch you. I'm meeting with dozens, I know you're meeting with dozens of lobbyists and talking with corporate donors about the package. How many times will you meet with constituents? How many times have you met with constituents in negotiating bills? Sorry about this.
I think it's part of the course, right?
I want you to meet with my family, my constituents. I can have them meet you next week. Every single year in Arizona, it's getting hotter and hotter. We're breaking records. There's either no monsoon or it's the longest season. People are suffering. Your constituents are suffering. What are you going to do about climate change? Next week in Glasgow could be the last chance. Please answer me, Senator. My family, my house, we're from Tucson. We're constituents.
There you have it, American democracy right there for you. She felt the need to apologize to Republican Tim Scott because one of her own constituents from Tucson, Arizona had the audacity to approach her and ask questions about policy that has a giant impact on her life and the lives of all Americans. I mean, it's just, this is America. This is what two awful Supreme Court rulings, the latest being Citizens United, has led to. A government that doesn't work for its people, it's just a government that works for corporate donors. And also, I mean, again, I'm gonna keep repeating this point. They're invested in individual businesses and stocks. They don't care about you. They don't care. They just don't. The system is set up for them not to care, which is why she can just brazenly ignore her own constituent like that and then feel the need to apologize to a Republican senator. To apologize to a Republican senator because a constituent approached her. That's who Kyrsten Sinema is, but she's not the only one. And I want to also note, Sinema and Manchin are the two Democratic senators who have taken all the heat. And to be clear, they should get a lot of heat. But they're not the only ones. There's a ton of hush-hush corporate Democrats in the Senate who agree with everything they're doing. Okay, let's not forget about them. The Dick Durbins, the Mark Warners, other corporate Democrats who didn't feel the need to go out as publicly as Manchin and Sinema have. But you think they want all of the robust provisions in the budget reconciliation bill? You think that they listen to their constituents rather than the best interests of corporations? Please, there's many of them. This system of legalized bribery honestly makes both parties very similar to each other when it comes to substantive issues. I'm talking foreign policy, I'm talking economic policy. And then when it comes to social issues, honestly, it's all lip service from Democrats because when push comes to shove, they don't do anything about that either. What happened to police reform? Nothing, nothing.
Okay. So we're gonna show you in a second how much of a liar Kyrsten Sinema is. Just flat out liar. Okay, but as you saw that interaction on tape, it's really hard not to despise the elites. And so this is gonna be interestingly ironic, but I wanna reach out to right wingers here, and I wanna do it more and more. Like, do you not get it? That's a Democratic senator and a Republican senator. They're both voting to make sure that the richest people in the world do not get their taxes increased. That the richest corporations in the world, the big business that's crushing you and paying you incredibly low wages. They're both the Republicans and the Democrats work for them. They don't work for us. So when you get angry at the elites, you're right wingers. When you then say, oh, it's the fault of the Mexican dude who crossed the border without $1 in his pocket, who do you think rigged the system? The powerless or the powerful? Please don't be a knucklehead. We need every American to stand up and realize, don't look down, look up, look up.
Yes.
It's their donors, and by the way, if you're a right winger, you know this, but again, you got slightly misdirected. You say, oh, George Soros, I can't believe it. And then they say, oh yeah, you wanna take Soros's money out of politics? Absolutely, I can't wait to take it out. Well, how about union money? I can't wait to take it out. How about corporate money? I can't wait to take it out. If you're a right winger, why would you say, oh, the unions are bad, Soros is bad? Oh, but those big business guys, I bet they have my best interest in mind. Wall Street bankers, I bet they have my best interest in mind. Are you insane? Who do you think Tim Scott's donors are? Ted Cruz's donors, Mitch McConnell's donors, and yes, the corporate Democrats. Yes, they're working together to screw us all. And look at their disdain for their voters. They're like, oh, Mr. Elite, I'm so sorry that riffraff voter has come here. Oh, you're my constituent? Ugh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I mean, they're in the goddamn Hunger Games, man. They're at the Capitol and they've got their funny makeup on and they look down their noses at all of us. So let's talk about Sinema's lies. Let's show you the old tweets, okay? You ready? Here we go. Here's a tweet that Sinema had earlier. Senate Democrats should use reconciliation to pass health reform legislation. We've used it for healthcare before. Well, that was in 2010.
Yep.
Okay.
It's interesting how different she is now that she's had so many meetings with corporate donors. Now all of a sudden not so interested in using reconciliation.
When she was coming up and trying to get into the House and giving quotes like this, she was desperate for voters. At that point, she'd go to every voter meeting and she'd tell them, oh my God, I'm with you all, we need to use reconciliation. Now she says, how dare you use it? Oh, we need to make sure we got healthcare reform. Now she says, absolutely no healthcare reform. Oh my God, my donors are outraged by it. Here's more quotes. 2011, Warren Buffett asked Congress to level the playing field and make sure the rich pay their fair share in taxes. She is single-handedly, yes, working with every Republican, yes, secret corporate Democrats, but publicly, she's the one Democrat saying, I will not allow a dollar increase in taxes for the rich. Not $1 to my beloved rich people, okay? Look at what a gargantuan liar Kristen Sinema is. She says, again, in earlier tweets, as I said on Fox, it will come from closing tax loopholes for big corporations and the rich so they pay their fair share like us. She is campaigning against that publicly as we speak. She continues today, our clueless Congress plans to cut taxes for the richest 2%. Time for a change. Apparently the time for change has passed. She now says those same people should not get any tax increases. She continues, corporations spend in secret to influence Congress and rig the game, demand Congress overturn Citizens United. She now thinks spending in secret to influence Congress is terrific, and it's exactly the kind of money she receives. So screw the elites, they're lying to you. Any media that tells you that they're honorable legislators who are having debates that are philosophical and ideological. Oh my God, she looked at the spreadsheets and then she had a debate with Tim Scott. And then they all both agreed that the donors who gave them millions of dollars should get everything. What a philosophical debate they had. No, corruption defined. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.